Today I'll be talking about just 10 caution as a beginner in catfish. That means 10 important caution every beginner should consider when starting out a catfish farming. So that is what I'll be talking about today. Why am I talking about this? I've received a lot of question on it on my DM. Sometimes most of the questions are not really uh, pure enough, but I want to take this to answer all that I've answered all those questions on my DM. So starting up as a beginner, there are some caution you need to them also rules you need to follow. And the number one rules you need to follow for today is the pond site. Selection of your pond site. That means you must avoid a poor drainage or inadequate water source site. So if you want to start up a catfish farming, site is very important and you must avoid look at the drainage around. That means you need to look at the gutter where the drainage passes through, where the drainage goes through, how there is go into a canal, how consumable is the drainage of water, so that you will not be a nuisance to the neighbor or to the community because they will raise alarm and this may eventually stop your business or have a negative effect to your business. And the other one is this inadequate water source. You need to look at a water source. You need to get a borehole that is depth enough for water or well that is depth enough for good water. Not that when you pump in 10 minutes, they will be told that the water have finished in the borehole or are finished in the well. So you need to look at this because fishes needed water and they need whole lot of water, most especially if you are into a large capacity farming. And those of you that ask that, can I be buying water from water tankers to establish a borehole? The answer is total no. You cannot be buying water for catfish farming. The answer is negative. So you can't buy water for catfish farming. It will not pay you out. So you need a borehole or a well water to do so. Also ensure that the water is clean and has a good quality water and approximately for marketers for market use. So make sure that the water is clean and make sure that the quality of the water is perfect. Take your water to the lab for test or get adequate kit to test your water. You can order for your kit from us. Contact the number on the screen and we'll tell you those parameters of kit we have available. You can order yours and you can start your testing for now. So the number two I'll be talking about is inadequate knowledge. That is where people thought knowledge is not important. People really thought feeding fishes, putting fishes into water and feeding, that is the end of fish farming. Because it is if it is happened to you today and you get it right today, know that you may not get it right all the time. One failure can erase all what you have done for long. And most especially those of us that thought we can steal knowledge. Because I know there are a lot of farmers that like stealing knowledge. Maybe by the time they contact a mentor and the mentor tell them, do so things and this will be okay. They will do and want to do more. And once they are doing more, they will not want to contact the person anymore. Maybe they promise the person that if he comes back, they will pay a certain charges. Because they don't want to pay these charges, they will want to be doing it themselves. So these are some of the problems you may be having as a farmer. And by the end of the day, you may lose all out as a beginner. So don't jump in without proper training or research. Learn about catfish biology, water quality management, feed, and disease control. It is important. Ask a mentor to do so for you. So the number 3 point I'll be talking about is using substandard seeds. As a beginner, there's a video I did. If you want to start as a beginner, I will highly encourage you to go for juveniles. not fingerlings this time. But if you think because fingerlings is cheaper, you want to go for fingerlings and you can manage it, okay by me. That does not but I will advise you to go for juvenile. So make sure that you get quality seeds before you start as a beginner. Do lots of research, meet people, verify on people that supply good quality of seedlings, and contact them and get your seedlings. Low quality or sick seeds leads to poor growth and high mortality. Always source from reputable Asha mentor for your good seedlings. The number four I'll be talking about today is overstocking of your pond. So you need to ask about stocking density. How many can you stock in a pond so that you may not have higher mortality that may erase all your fishes. So don't just because the fishes are cheaper, maybe there's a capacity you need to put 1,000 and you try to put 5,000 because you think you want to make a lot of money, as you are told that catfish farming is a gold mine. I will raise and what's it called? I will raise a topic on this. Catfish is a gold mine, but you can follow the protocols. There are a lot of uh, protocols you need to follow that can be sure that this is a gold mine for you. So overstocking causes competition for oxygen and their food. This leads to stunted growth of your fishes. Stick to recommended stocking density. So you can contact the number on the screen. Will tell you the stocking density that requires for a percentage fishes. And if you are starting new, will tell you the pond size you need to build. You need to raise your fishes so that you won't get any problem on these two as well. Let me quickly jump to the number five, which is improper feeding practice. Overfeeding polluted water. Underfeeding causes slow growth. Once you overfeed, this pollutes your water, and once you underfeed, this gives you a slow growth of your fishes. So make sure that you ask for the feeding frequencies you need in feeding your fishes. So if you need an analytical book on this on catfish farming to read, make sure that you get this no, this book on the screen, which I title The Secret of Resourceful Catfish Farming, or Feeding Chart. Make sure that you get those two books, read to understanding. I bet you understand everything about improper feeding, and proper feeding. You understand everything about overfeeding and underfeeding. So make sure that you get the copy of the book. Make sure that you use quality food and establish a regular balanced feeding schedule. On these two as well, you can get my book, which will be shown on this screen, or contact the number on the screen. Order for the book on feed formulation and also the feeding chart. These comprehend all those things I'm talking about. By the time you read through those books, I bet you will be a professional on how to know the total FCR of your fishes, how to know the feeding frequency of your fishes, how to know the feeding efficiency of your fishes too as well. So the number six I was talking about is neglecting water quality. It's totally wrong. Fish needed water, they stayed in water, they need 100% water. So why will you neglect the water quality? What are the water quality you need? There are a lot of parameters that your fishes need in order to do well in water, in order to balance, in order to heat, in order to have some more oxygen, in order to build their body tissues. So you must establish that you get a good water quality if you want to start a catfish farming. Poor water quality leads to disease outbreak and fishes death automatically. So regularly monitor some parameters in your water, something like the potassium hydrogen of your water, that's the pH, the temperature of your water, the water ammonia, the dissolved oxygen of your water, and so forth and so on. There are a lot of it, but I may not mention it, so you can contact the number on the screen for a mentor so that I can take you through all those that you needed. So let me quickly go to the number seven, which is lack of record keeping. So sometimes I don't know why it will take a farmer to keep a record. I don't know why farmers will be so negligent in order to keep a record. So these are some of the attitude I thought a beginner, even a farmer that have been there for ages, may not do. So you must keep a proper record so that you can know if you are making profit or not. There are a lot of farms that are making profit because they are not keeping records. They are spending lavishly, not keeping records, not knowing how much they are spent on farm. Let me give you an instance. Some farmers will go to the farm, maybe after visiting the farm, indeed they will buy drinks, buy that, eat everything, put it into the cost that by the end of the day, when they are selling, they say they don't make profit. So you need to get a cost of running your farm, calculate it with how much you sell. So this will check and balance your profit. So I think you would need to keep a very good record. Without record, it is hard to track performances and detect issues, loss or profit. Keep detailed logs of feed, growth, mortality, water parameters, and the treatment of your fishes. Uh, those are the expenses you need to put into fish. Not like you pushing some expenses that does not really relevant to fish farming. And by the time you do the calculation, you say you are not making a profit. The number 8 I'll be talking about is ignoring biosecurity. Biosecurity is the cleanliness. Don't allow people visit your farm. Make sure that for your farm is isolated from friends, from family, from people, because this can really affect them. Allowing unauthorized access or mixing fish from different sources spread diseases. Implement stick hygiene and isolate practices. Make sure that if you are even inviting people to your farm, make sure that you have a disinfectant, a leg disinfectant or hand disinfectant that they may use. So because some people will just visit your farm and started dipping fingers into your water. This is very dangerous and risky. So the number one nine I'll be talking about is poor disease management. Poor disease management. Making beginner don't recognize, that means many beginners don't recognize or treat diseases early. So make sure that you know the signs of diseases. So by the time you reason the time on time, by the time you notice this time on time, you can treat them immediately, because by the time you delay maybe for 30 minutes, I bet you fish does not have capacity to stay long as that, most especially the fryers. So make sure that you see the sign of sluggishness, make sure that you see the signs of erratic swimming, seeing the signs of water changing. So you need to treat immediately. Learn to identify symptoms and act quickly, or consult a mentor, a professional in catfish farming, to take you through all this. So you can contact the number on the screen and will give you well detailed information about how you go on this aspect. Expecting quick profit. This is dangerous. This is an error. So I don't know why you will be starting a farm as a beginner and you are expecting, maybe you invested 100,000 and you are expecting you will see 1 million as profit at the end of the day. I don't know who teach you that. So don't expect quick profit. Make sure that your profit comes gradually. The more you are applying it in, the more it started coming bigger. So you need to take your time to start seeing huge and easy money from catfish farming. Catfish farming is not a risk quick scheme. So it takes a gradual process. Be patient. Reinvest reinvest in it, reinvest your profit, and plan a long-term sustainability in your farm. I think this will have answered most of your questions on those 10 important caution every beginner should consider when they are starting a catfish farming. Make sure that you contact the number on the screen, and this you can take us as your mentor. If you are starting up, we will help you build your pond. We come to your farm to do your farm inspection, and we advise you on how to run your farm. And I bet you will not regret doing so. So make sure that you contact the number on the screen. And note, if you are as a beginner, we have a lot of books available you can buy. Make sure that you get a lot. We have about 14 books available. Make sure that you contact the number on the screen as well, and we give you details of what you have. And press on the link on my bio, and you can get the ebooks from Amazon, and you can get from seller. So this, if you're outside the country and you can't transfer to Nigeria, just quickly go to seller or Amazon or through the link on the bio, and you can get yours and download online. So once again, my name is Dr. Abiodun DM, your great uncle on this channel. Thank you and God bless you all.